You're listening to Lisa Clarke Speaks, the podcast where real conversations meet real solutions for real families. I'm so glad you're here. In today's episode, Lisa is breaking down how to use social media as a powerful tool for digital advocacy, how to show up with purpose, build credibility online, and protect your reputation while fighting for the change your community deserves. This is an episode every parent advocate needs to hear. Let's get into it.
Digital advocacy responsibly. Welcome back to Lisa Clarke Speaks, the podcast where we have real conversation about real issues affecting real families. I'm your host, Lisa Clarke, and today we're talking about something I know so many of you are navigating every single day: social media. But not just scrolling, not just posting pictures of your kids or sharing memes at midnight. We're talking about using social media with intention. We're talking about digital advocacy, showing up in online spaces as a voice for your community, for your children, and for change. Because here's what I know: parents are powerful. And when you put that power online, you can move mountains, but only if you do it right. So today, I'm breaking down how to use digital platforms to inform, organize, and advocate without creating chaos, without losing your peace, and without setting your reputation on fire. Let's get into it. Let's start at the foundation: social media best practices. Now, I want you to think about your social media presence the way you think about showing up at a school board meeting, a PTO gathering, or even a neighborhood town hall. You wouldn't walk in there and just start yelling. You'd come prepared. You'd be respectful. You'd know what you wanted to say and why. The same rules apply online, except the stakes are even higher, because online, everything is recorded. Everything. So, here are my non-negotiables for parent advocates on social media. Number one, choose your platform strategically. Every platform has a culture. Facebook is where a lot of parent communities live. Neighborhood groups, school parent pages, local organizations. Or X is where policy conversations, media, and school officials often show up. Instagram is visual storytelling, perfect for humanizing your cause. TikTok is powerful for reach and emotion. And LinkedIn, that's where the decision makers are. You don't need to be everywhere. Pick one or two platforms where your people are and commit to those. Number two, separate your personal life from your advocacy work. I cannot stress this enough. If you are going to be a vocal advocate, consider creating a dedicated page or profile for that work. This protects your family's privacy, it keeps your message focused, and it signals to others that you are serious, not someone who's just bent. Number three, post with purpose, not with emotion. I know how it feels. Something happens in your child's school, you see an injustice in your community, every nerve in your body wants to open that app and go on. But emotional posting without a strategy is like throwing a match into a room and hoping only the right things burn. Give yourself a 24-hour rule on anything heated, track, Fleetboard, then post it. Number four, be consistent. Advocacy isn't a one-post event. It's a presence. Show up regularly, even when things are quiet. Share resources. Celebrate wins. Ask questions. Consistency builds trust, and trust is what gets people to act. Now, let's talk about something that nobody tells new advocates enough about: credibility. Because here's the truth: anyone can post, but not everyone is believed. In a world full of noise, the parent advocate who makes the most impact are the ones who people trust. So how do you build that? First, know your stuff. Before you post about a policy, a law, a school practice, read it, understand it, quote the source. Nothing tanks your credibility faster than being called out for getting facts wrong. And trust me, someone will check. This doesn't mean you have to be an expert. It means you have to do the work before you open your mouth. When you cite your sources, whether that's the school board document, a state law, a research study, you become the person that people come to because they know you don't play fast and loose with the truth. Second, be transparent about who you are and why you care. People follow people, not just causes. Share your story. Why does this matter to you? What brought you here? When you let people in, even a little, they connect with the human behind the message. You don't have to overshoot, but you do have to be real. Third, acknowledge when you're wrong or when you don't know. This one feels scary, but it's actually one of the most powerful credibility builders there is. When you make a mistake, and you will, own it. Correct it publicly. Thank the person who flagged it. That kind of intellectual honesty makes people trust you more, not less. Number 4, engage. Don't broadcast. Social media is not a megaphone, or at least it shouldn't only be that. Ask questions, respond to comments, amplify other parent advocates in your space. Tag organizations. Comment on official pages. Engagement shows you're in this for the community, not just for followers. And fifth, your profile should look like you mean business. A professional photo, a clear bio that says who you are and what you care about. A pinned post that tells new visitors exactly what you stand for. These are small things, but they signal this person is serious. This person is worth listening to. This is the segment I know some of y'all need to hear because there is a very important difference between advocacy and conflict, and online that line gets blurry fast. Advocacy is pushing for change. Conflict is fighting with people. Advocacy is speaking truth to power. Conflict is going back and forth in a comment with someone who will never agree with you. Advocacy builds coalitions. Conflicts drive them away. Now, I'm not saying you should never push back. You absolutely should. But there is a strategic, intentional way to do that. And then there's just drama. And drama doesn't change policy. Drama doesn't get kids better resources. Drama exhausts you and entertains your opposition. Here's how to stay on the advocacy side of that line. Stay focused on your issue, not the person. When a school administrator makes a bad decision, the temptation is to post about them, their history, their character, their motives. Resist that. Post the decision. Post about the impact. Post about what needs to change. The moment you make it personal, you've handed over your power. Distinguish between public officials and private individuals. Public officials, elected school board members, superintendents, city council members, have chosen a public role and are fair game for public critique. But teachers, aides, staff who don't hold policy, making positions, that's different. Be very careful about naming and publicly calling out private individuals, even when you believe they're in the wrong. There are proper channels for this situation. Know when to stop engaging. Not every comment deserves a response. Not every critique deserves your energy. When someone is clearly just trying to provoke you, scroll past. When a thread has gone nowhere good but 3 rounds, step out. There is no trophy for winning an argument in someone's mentions. Use your platform to organize, not just vent. What separates powerful advocates from frustrated posters is this. They always give people somewhere to go. Come to this meeting, sign this position, call this number, share this post, forward this email. Every advocacy post should have a call to action. Otherwise, you're stirring people up with nowhere for that energy to go. And that energy has to go somewhere. We are in the home stretch, and I want to talk about something that matters for the long game, your digital reputation. Because you are not just posting for today, you are building a record, a legacy, and the internet, as you know, does not forget. So, how do you protect yourself while still showing up fully? Google yourself regularly. I mean it. Set a Google alert for your name. Not what's out there. What would a school board member, a journalist, or a new ally find if they searched you right now? You should know the answer to that question. Think in headlines. Before you post anything, especially anything heated, ask yourself, is this becoming a news headline? Would I stand behind it? Not would I be flattering? Would you stand behind it? If yes, post. If not, rethink. Screenshot and document your own advocacy work. Keep records of the positive impact you're making. Letters you've written, meetings you've attended, petitions that resulted in change. This isn't just for your ego, it's your portfolio. It tells the story of who you are as an advocate. Be careful with your children's images and stories. I know this can be hard, but often our kids are the reason we're advocating in the first place. But before you share your child's story publicly, especially anything involving their school records, health, or behavior, think carefully. When they're old enough to have an opinion, they may feel very differently about having their story being in public. Protect their dignity even as you fight for their rights. And build your digital reputation proactively, not just defensively. Don't just avoid doing the wrong thing. Do the right thing out loud. Share resources generously. Lift up other advocates. Congratulate wins, even those that aren't yours. Be the person in the space that people consistently see as the fair, credible, committed voice. That's reputation. It becomes armor. It becomes influence. It becomes legacy. As we wrap up today, I want to leave you with a reminder. You being online matters. Your voice matters. The school board is watching. The local media is watching. Other parents, scared, overwhelmed, not sure if they're alone, are watching. And when they see you showing up consistently, speaking clearly, advocating with dignity and strategy, it gives them permission to do the same. Digital advocacy isn't about being perfect. It's about being purposeful. So go back to your profiles this week and ask yourself, does this page represent who I really am and what I really stand for? Does it invite people in? Does it give people somewhere to go? And if the answer is no, fix it. You have everything you need. I'm Lisa Clarke. Thank you so much for spending the time with me today. If this episode spoke to you, please share it with another parent who needs to hear it. Leave a review and come find me. You know where to find me because this community This is where the work is done. Until next time, advocate with purpose, lead with love, and always protect your peace.
And that's a wrap on today's episode of Lisa Clarke Speaks. If this conversation moved you, share it with a parent who needs to hear it. Leave a review, subscribe so you never miss an episode, and come find Lisa in the community, because that's where the real work gets done. Until next time, advocate with purpose, lead with love, and always protect your peace.